Yo, just kidding. I am not a rapper, but I am a tech reviewer, and I have reviewed a lot of headphones and listened to a lot of genres while reviewing this headphone, the JBL Everest 300 Elite. Now, while reviewing other headphones, I have noticed that some of them look really premium but don't sound as premium. Some headphones lack in build quality but sound excellent. So today we're gonna look at its overall build quality, sound performance, and technology to try to help to make sure that this is really the headphone that you want to spend your hard-earned cash on. So first off, the JBL Everest 300 Elite is an on-ear Bluetooth capable headphone. Now my first statement is really important. It's an on-ear headphone, which means that the comfort is going to be, or should be, a rather important part of the build. And JBL did deliver on that part. The air cushions are really plush and comfortable. It's kind of weird because it's kind of that good balance between being comfortable and being sturdy enough to handle like rigorous movements. Now around the headband, that's not the same story. The material feels a bit like what it is, plasticky, like a vast contrast from the rest of the headphone. Under the headband feels very cheap and non-premium, but that's really the only sign of visible inferiority out of the build. Either JBL is really good at design or very crafty at hiding its faults. Going around the headphone, you are going to notice that you have these buttons that are here to really control your power, play, pause, volume, and pairing. Also 3.5 aux cord and a micro USB port for the included charger. Now there's added functionality in the build with its ability to fold for better travel, and that works well with the faux denim carrying case. It's really a nice compliment. The overall build quality of the headphone was definitely a pleasure. I didn't have one instance where I felt like, oh, they needed to be readjusted due to comfort. The headband itself is the only really place where I found inferiority in the build quality. Now it is hard plastic, so you definitely have to be mindful that if you're gonna try your own bend test, that these things may warp or may even snap. I doubt it will snap, but they probably will warp. As far as the looks, now that's really upon each person's preference. Now I tend to really like these, and the majority consensus when I asked around my office if people liked them, they were like, man, these are some really good looking headphones. The thing is though that they're not for the, I should say, calm-eyed person. These are definitely flashy and you will attract attention. But for $200 plus, it better attract a lot of attention. Know what I'm talking about? But once again though, if you have a calmer taste or you like the more subtle look, then I would definitely go with the black version. So now it's time to talk about the sound performance, but I just want to show you the power of the volume of these guys. So here's a clip, and the entire audio is being played via the headphones, not from the phone.
Oh, to pay for what? If I ask you on a date, I'm asking for your time and your companionship. Not to sponsor your evening. When I ask you, I give you this Windows sweepstakes for a you don't need it. This ain't no spelling contest. I also think that since men that display.
So from that clip, you can definitely see the power of the volume that's being produced from these guys. Hey, what's up guys? So this portion of the video is going to be the sound leakage test. And basically what I have pulled up is a song from one of my favorite artists, Yo Gotti. And what we're going to do is actually just play a mixtape song that he did. I like mixtape songs for these type of tests because they're a little bit louder, they're not as balanced out, so you guys will be able to hear more volume from the track itself. So we're gonna start off about 25% of volume, and then we'll take and see what you guys can hear. Alright, that was about 25%. Now we're gonna take it up 50%. Let's get it. So that was 50%. Now we're gonna go up into the reds, right? About 75%. All right. That was 75%. Now we're gonna go all the way to the max. Turn up, turn up, turn up. Looks like before you get off this test, I want to let you guys know that when I took the headphones off, they actually start to pop a little bit. Now let me just explain to you guys in case you guys get this headphone and don't securely put it on your head and think that it's distorting. It's not distorting. It's one of those pressurized, this happens a lot with kind of like those newer, more high quality headphones. Like if you adjust it off your ear, it sounds like it's popping and it's crackling. It's not doing that based out of like its inability to handle that amount of volume or something like that. What it is, it needs to be properly secured on your ear. It's kind of like an air pressure system. These are on-ear headphones, so they sit on your ear. And I know that everybody's ear is different, but if you push to the side a little bit, the air pressure is going to allow for a lot more movement, and that'll cause it to pop, rather than a control setting where everything, there's no airflow and it's just pulsating. It's that poppiness is being controlled. Okay, so now to the sound itself. Now the sound is definitely predisposed to be warmer and a bit more bass heavy. It is a controlled bass though. Now the audiophile need to beware though, as these are definitely not an accurate representation of true sound. But the clarity is impressive. I like the ability to have a distinct separation in the tones, even in less professionally produced tracks. Now this can be a good and a bad thing depending on the type of like genres that you listen to. The underground mixtape niche genre that will probably expose a lot of blemishes is a lot less forgiving, so get ready to be exposed for those imperfections. Now let's break down the tones for a moment. Bass or lows is controlled and it's a bit more punchy than anything, and that's a good thing. In fact, the air cushions act as a condenser for the potential bass, and it's evident when you remove the headphones from your ears just slightly, like that poppiness I was talking about. Now you'll be able to feel the air pockets moving towards your ears when you do that. Now the mids are actually pleasantly superior, and that's actually a hard thing to accomplish when you experience such a potent bass or low tones. So get ready to hear things like more ad-libs, or sometimes artists will do this thing called stacking on a song, which will basically be able to make the song feel a little bit more presence, have a little bit more presence on it, but it's actually 2 times that they've sung the verse over and stacked it on top of each other, and it's so good that you can actually tell the distinction of that. It's not all praises for the headphones though. The highs kind of can get a little bit bright, especially at the higher level of volume, and that's where you really be able to expose a lot of the flaws of the sound, but it's definitely a great pair of headsets when you're listening to them. So now to the functionality. The headphones come with an ample amount of buttons for functionality management. Now you'll only find yourself at a loss for fulfillment if you're looking to skim through tracks instead of boltering to the next one. Now this is an Apple coded device. Now that doesn't mean you can only use Apple with this to listen to music, but it does mean that through the aux cord for the controls you can only fast forward and rewind. You can't control volume, but when you use through Bluetooth, all those functions are available. So let's talk about the next big piece of technology here. It's Bluetooth. Now the Bluetooth is pretty darn stable. The only time that I really had any issue was when I was at the gym and I put the sound source, my phone, under my thigh, and then I was working out, and I noticed a little bit of chipping out, but that's to be expected with any headset. Your body's going to interfere with it. But I did walk around my apartment. I have a pretty decent sized apartment and no chipping, even through walls. So I'm very pleased at that. If you're willing to wear this at the office, you should, and just walk around and keep your music on, you should be just fine. Also, we have noise cancellation. Now, I would say that the noise cancellation is probably the second best that I've experienced. Now, the reason for that is because it is aggressive, but you also have ambient aware. What ambient aware is a technology that lessens the aggressiveness of the noise cancellation so that you can be a little bit more aware of your surroundings. Now that's one step up that it has on the Bose QC25. With Bose QC25, you basically turn it on and it's on full blast. With this one, you can be a little bit more aware of your surroundings. Whether you're at the gym, whether you're at work and you need to be able to respond to when your name is called for whatever reason, there's also an app that comes with that. It's a JBL headphone app. Now, it's kind of limited on functionality, but it does do what it basically needs to do. The only thing is that connecting it sometimes takes a long while to do. Via the app, you can control audio presets, controlling and tweaking the bass highs and mids. You can also control the ambient aware aggressiveness. As far as battery life, the battery life was decent at best. I got about 12 hours of usage, and that's basically with just Bluetooth. Once you turn on the noise cancellation or the ambient aware, get ready to notice a significant drop, about an hour overall in your time that you're able to get out of the battery. It does charge fairly well and fairly fast, so you shouldn't be out of luck for too long. So once again, guys, it's a great headphone with its compromises, but that seems to be the case for a lot of headphones. So, definitely they're worth checking out, especially if you're into like hip hop and metal and heavy metal and things like that and rock. Until next time, stay practical. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like and share. Deuces!